garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and that broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are grateful if you could see your way to declaring me insane, or at least temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me.
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
Wherever I go.
He may just still pull out in front of the driver.
He rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
She's watching me.
I need to put David
Molly.
out of his misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Beeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
Probably the same for Jaya.
His patients were trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
I teleported.
You have that dream, Doctor?
Hello everyone, welcome to the final part, unless the game crashes. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen. To the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. So let's start with Bryce. Doctor's prescription pad is missing. I should ask the patients about it, and the death threats Nathan said were on it. So, my friend's not watching this right now, so this is an early hello to... She knows who she is. Kissa. It's Kissa. Anyway, if other people who watch this by now, I make kiss sounds instead of saying kiss. It's my thing I do with her. Anyway, alright. So, let's get down to the questions. Let's get this thing over with, shall we?
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Why are you doomed?
It knows what I did with Dr. Dekker. It's been taunting me.
Do we get a confession? I'm trying to stay awake for this.
I have nothing to say about that.
So what did you do? What did you do? With Dr. Dekker. Typed that wrong.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Did you kill Dr. Dekker?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
disappear.
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Maybe he was reanimated.
Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead, just sleeping.
I don't. Maybe someone else removed the body.
If only he'd been cremated like you.
Yep. No.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
Maybe Dr. Dekker teleported.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
I'm gonna say no, that thing isn't Dekker.
So it is. You worry me then, Doctor. I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
Have you spoken to Jessica?
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled. It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor. The photos I have of her, I think I'm going to destroy them.
Good.
They're my problem, not hers.
Of course it's your problem. Why didn't you want Dekker put into the ground?
That's not really what you want to ask me, is it?
Okay, I must have screwed that up. Why didn't you want Dekker put into the ground? Okay. Oh, in the ground.
Burial isn't enough for Dr. Dekker because he's evil. I thought if anything, we'd established that in our earlier sessions, Doctor. I had to destroy him properly, not just bury him in the ground.
Did you speak to
The thing that's following me, it doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
What have you done in the midnight hour?
I tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor. You have a strangeness, don't you?
Why did you spy on me?
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
Dun dun dun. No, it's Burke. Oops.
Thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just some mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
Have you stolen anything else?
I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now. Perhaps a cheeky borrow best describes it.
Good for you. Good for you. Why did you teleport to the gallery?
I suppose I'm becoming lazy.
Okay. Good answer. I would accept that. Why were you trying to sleep through the night?
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
Why do you wish you were still religious?
Sorry, Doctor.
Why do you wish you were still religious? Okay, I figured there was an eye there. Because I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I forget that.
You start wishing that a higher power could save you. I remember you saying that there aren't enough religions. But I still wish there was only one. And one that I could believe in.
Have you seen Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
Dr. Dekker, R-E-C-E-I-V, received death.
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
Bryce is complete. Up next, we got Claire. So apparently, if I told him, Bryce, to tell Jessica about the photos, then she would have had a restraining order set against him. But I told him not to tell her. But if he did tell her, that's what would have happened. How are you?
I'm fine. I killed David. Again. Like you told me to.
Okay, now, if I told her not to kill, apparently David would have hunted down the Anushka, which was the little girl that she spoke of. So, it's a good thing I told her to kill her, or to kill her. It's a good thing I told her to kill him, so he didn't kill the little girl. How did you kill David?
With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me. I cut off his head.
Kind of weird in that shot. Oh, you saw it was her head.
Probably a misexpression.
Yeah, it's not creepy or anything. Where is David's body?
I buried him near the lake house. I'm not sure I'll be allowed a second funeral. Besides, it's close enough to visit.
Have you seen the little girl?
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat. It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
What happened with
Focus, Doctor. You're not.
That's because I spelled the word father wrong. But fatter.
It seemed like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled. There were no police that turned up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
What about your diagnosis?
That isn't important right now. Can we...
Whatever. About your... Oh, yes, whatever.
That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
Oh, I didn't promise. Man, my character's like turning douchebag in a sense, or misleading.
I need your expertise, Doctor. Not your best guess.
Right? Maybe I did. I did tell her that she was insane. Why do you think you were temporarily insane? Why do you think you were temporarily insane?
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist at double crossed me. But I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
Are you threatened?
No. Threats are usually made without the intention of following them through. This is quite the opposite.
Oh, so it's a promise, huh? Have you seen Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
No, Doctor. Ask me something else.
Have you seen Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? Oh, PRES. Derp.
I never saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away. To stop people stealing it?
There were death threats on the
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write him death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
Tell me more about Dr. Dekker.
Oh, the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
What offer did Dr. Dekker make?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Why would Dr. Dekker kill the
Yes. Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David. That terrified me at the time. I still had hope that David would recover.
Did you reanimate Dr. Dekker?
He called me on Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to come here, where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Ooh, that's cold. And now for Ellen. That's a nice little sexy little top there, Ellen. I like it. I like that red. Red is my favorite color, next to black. Alright. How are you?
I'm good. I feel better. Last session, I was all negative. I don't want to be like that. I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
What's in the cookies?
The usual stuff. Flour, sugar, butter, chocolate chips, and my special ingredients. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep. You look like you need it.
What is your special ingredient?
What do you mean? Sorry,
What is your special ingredient?
you can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
Why do you say last session was negative?
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
How is Max?
I told you about Max, right? Didn't I mention him before?
Max was your hot date.
Yes, but you don't know the whole story. Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Came an old disease positive apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
Why didn't Max die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
What do you mean it usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
It sounded like you kill your patients.
You think I kill my patients? I thought you knew me. Oh, you're worse than Terry. Mind you, I shouldn't speak ill of her.
Did you shift for Max?
Thing is, because Max didn't die, he saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
You became Max's sweetheart.
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
What do you know about Eleanor? What do you know about Eleanor?
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. Felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her, and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
You said you only shift
The only time I've shifted outside work was with Max. Oh, and here, with Dr. Dekker.
What conversation?
The I don't sleep with 77-year-old men conversation, of course.
Did you lie about Max dying?
No, that's right. Shifting does only work when someone is near death. But Max is dying. I mean, he didn't die when he was my patient, but he's still ill. Terminal, you know.
Dr. Dekker had death.
Someone was sending Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. He never said anything to me about it.
The threats were on his prescription pad.
What about the prescription pad?
Did you steal his prescription pad?
Yes, I took it. I had to.
Okay, did not see that coming. Why did you steal it?
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift.
How could Dr. Dekker take away your gift?
Maybe he was just winding me up, I don't know. But he said that he could write a prescription and whatever he wrote on it would be true. Like he could write, E-Link can no longer shift. And that would be it. I wouldn't be able to shift anymore.
Did you believe Dr. Dekker?
You never met Dr. Dekker. He could make the craziest things sound true. And he showed me some of the notes he'd written. Wait, I think I've got one here.
And that's a note from Dekker.
See?
Sarah Dekker will die tomorrow, and you will help her through it. D. Oh, Sarah Dekker will die tomorrow, and you will help her through it. D. Okay. Did you kill Dr. Dekker?
I could never hurt anyone, You have to believe me, Doctor.
Have you ever made cookies for Terry?
I only make cookies for people I like, Doctor.
Are the cookies poisoned?
No. What do you think I am? Fine. Don't eat them then. I was just trying to be nice. I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he'd believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humouring me the whole time.
There we go. Alright. Jay is next. How are you?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you?
Why are you worried?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
The patients bother me.
Your patients will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Sounds like Jay might think I'm going insane. It's a madhouse. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, let's see.
Yes, that is a worry. I agree.
Dr. Dekker's murder bothers me.
It's not your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction. Murder is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
Losing my memory bothers me.
Your memory is exactly that. Your memory. If people are telling you things you don't remember, then they're probably making them up. Deep down, only you know.
The idea of Cthulhu bothers
fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic.
Silver trophy
It's
achieved
not
seeing
likely,
things.
is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
So apparently Cthulhu in H.P. Lovecraft's world, he's sleeping at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. That's literally right out by the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of funny. You bother me?
Why do I bother you? Do you think I killed Dr. Dekker? You need to look deeper into your other patients. I can forgive a lot of things, but being falsely accused of murder, well, that's going to blemish your CV.
Do you think I'm going insane?
Who measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
What do you know about Dr. Dekker's prescription pad?
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up.
Did you know Dr. Dekker had death threats?
I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
Ouch. Did you have grievances with Dr. Dekker?
Really? That's your burning question? No, Doctor. Try again.
Did you have
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all the special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
Who were Dr. Dekker's special
any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So he made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
Still thinking Mariana, maybe Bryce, but Mariana at most. Why did Dr. Dekker want the powers?
I once spoke to a patient here who claimed to be able to teach me how to get inside other people's dreams, but how would you know if that worked? Have you had any strange dreams lately, Doctor? Poor Mariana. Dr. Dekker must have been serious about getting his money back. I've had a response from the small claims court. Is that motive enough, Doctor?
Dear Dr. Dekker, non-repayment of outstanding loan amount from Mariana. We have received a confirmation from the small claims court for your application to process with debit or debt collection from your patients as requested. As long as the address provided for her is correct, you will receive a silver letter for the small claims court to let her know you were pursuing the debt. As the debt has not been recovered in the required time frame, we have been offered a choice of courts to set a date for the hearing. See attached. Okay. You think he was using... He probably wanted to wake up Cthulhu in the Atlantic Ocean. That's what's at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And he wants to go and revive it by having her powers to, you know, hold the breath underneath the water. That's my guess. Because, I mean, you know, kind of makes sense if you put two and two together.
Poor Mariana. Poor Mariana. Dr. Dekker must have been serious.
How do you know? Mariana said she could breathe. breathe underwater, not hold her breath. My bad. So that's what he wanted to do, breathe underwater to get Cthulhu, wake it up, or whatever.
I spot check the sessions. I know I shouldn't, but it's for the safety of everyone. Checks and balances, remember?
Do you believe in PSYCHOKIN? Psychokinesis.
Because of what happened to my mother, I believe people could change the world with their minds. I think it's dangerous to have that ability, and I think that you and me, we're helping people rid themselves of these dangerous thoughts and a whole load of other issues at the same time. People pretend to believe, and they have a different agenda. They're the ones you need to watch out for. They have boundaries, and they are prepared to break them.
What happened to your mother?
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different. She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
I was just about to say spontaneous combustion. So it takes me back to the Parasite Eve opening. That was a epic opening. That Square Enix needs to get onto the remake train, or sorry, a remaster train. No, let me rephrase that again. Square Enix needs to get on the remake train, and they need to remake Parasite Eve with exactly how it was. Oh my god, can you imagine the opening? If any of you know what the opening is like for Parasite Eve, yeah, you would know exactly what I mean, and that would be awesome to see a updated version of what that would look like in today's graphics. Well, not today. Well, I mean, it would look the same, but I mean, like, it would look more probably gorier and, you know, more, you know, nasty or whatever. Anyway, interesting enough, but yeah. What is spontaneous combustion?
According to Professor Alderby, people can will themselves to die. Some people will have heart attacks, some people will have strokes. Those who are truly despondent, they're the rare few that spontaneously combust. I'm not sure if I believe in all of that.
Do you think your mother willed herself to die?
I don't know. It doesn't fill me with any sense of self-worth, if that helps.
How is your grief?
I
think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related. Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No, don't answer that. The infectious madness of Dr. Dekker, who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried.
Let's go with Nathan. I want to skip Mariana until last. How are you?
I think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism then?
What do you want to say about
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any? I think that the hypnotism didn't take, but maybe Dr. Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
what is the key word?
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Mercury?
I don't want it to be triggered. Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
Yeah, no, I heard this. I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but I heard that they renamed Pluto back into a planet. I actually got that information off of a cartoon that, actually does tell some legit legitness and, actual factual information. Sometimes you can tell things are a joke, but I think that was actually realistic. Real. You went into trance.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. There's something I've not been telling you.
What? Haven't you been telling me?
It's about time travel.
What about time?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once. The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
Tell me more about Hannah.
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
Couldn't you have saved
I've tried, but I can't do it. To be honest, nowadays, I'm more interested in moving forwards.
Couldn't you have driven away from the lorry?
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us. I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Nathan, clearly, I'm taking notes. Okay. Why did you lie about Hannah? Being on life support.
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
When did you travel back to the accident?
The day before Valentine's Day. I I was looking at pictures of Hannah and it just happened. The next day for me was Valentine's Day. Present day.
You said you couldn't time travel.
We just met. I chose not to tell you I travelled back in time. Sorry. If I could turn back time, Doctor, if I could find a way.
Share this. Gold trophy achieved. It was to make him sing a verse of a song. Give me a quick moment, folks. Okay, I'm back. Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is missing.
His prescription pad's missing. The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
How would it cover their tracks?
I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
Did you take
No, I didn't take the prescription pad. Why is it such a big issue? Who'd want it? Do you think the killer wrote out a prescription for temazepam, faked Dr. Dekker's signature, and got it made up? Maybe. But I'm already on temazepam, Doctor. I wouldn't need all that drama.
Who do you think killed Dr. Dekker?
No. Sorry.
Do you think killed, not killer?
This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Did you go out with Mariana?
Things have been interesting, thanks to Mariana.
How have things been interesting?
We went on a date. What sort of? She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
Damn it. How have things been
We went on a date. We went on a date.
Okay. Transgender. I'm just gonna transfixed. By
You ask all your patients that? Or just the pretty ones?
Let's go to Mariana. I'm not fully done with him, but I'm gonna ask her questions. How are you?
I'm fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale. No blackouts. Nothing.
Have you been hot and thirsty?
No, I've not been thirsty. Not since I went back to the sea.
Did anybody follow you?
People follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature.
Tell me about the creature.
I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star? So bright, warm, and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
Who does it feed on?
When I look down, I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
When it's finished doing what?
You really want to know? If I look down, it's writhing, just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year. They all look terrified, but somehow still alive. Creature. It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly.
Why does it eat them?
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. Creature.
I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
That's our secret.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me when you visit. I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it.
What do I do to you?
You get inside me, Doctor, and it hurts. And you don't care.
What do you mean? I get inside you.
You watch me undress. You say nothing, but still you order it just like Dr. Dekker did. Stripped, ashamed. As I lie down, bent over me. Thanks. So horrible. Like worms. Crawling. With jaws like pythons. And very intimate. I lay there, frozen, while you violate me. Punishing me. I'm not sick. You're sick.
Okay. I haven't visited you at home.
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
I deny visiting you at home.
Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun.
I had fun.
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Wait a minute. I had fun.
If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Enlighten me.
Can you remember what you did?
Punishing you for what?
It's my fault they're all dying. They're following me.
What do the missing
I can't explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean. I blacked out. He'd gone.
Who is
You must have read about John in the news. He was a local student who went missing. He was older. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot. But I can't explain what happened next.
Did you kill John?
No. The creature killed John. I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside. Ball, tangled words. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you? That's why I'm here.
Are the holes stab wounds?
That's an interesting analogy, Doctor. You think I'm making this up?
Why are you here?
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
Do you think you're insane?
My lawyer, he says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
Yes, I think you're insane.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I ever needed to hear you say.
Let's talk about Vermont.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof. course. Either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
Dr. Dekker said
Dr. Dekker was a hack. You're special. You're good at your job. You know I have problems.
starting to pass out now. Why was Dr.
There are similarities, but you're not the dead doctor. Are you feeling okay?
Oops.
I've done lots of dancing, lots of clubbing, lots of socializing.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get my bearings straight here. So I'm passing out and I'm getting close to finishing this as we speak. I'm here closing my eyes and I got my head to the side and I'm like, oh, this feels nice, but without doing it, I'm just, I feel like acres right now. Did you see Dr. Dekker's prescript? Pad?
I don't know about that. Why would someone steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one. I prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that. Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even alone, that was just unfortunate. Like I said, I've been fine. I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
You don't dream?
Yeah. I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth? That's not something...
Damn it.
I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
Don't.
I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
What is the truth?
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor, or anyone else. I can swim to the bottom of the ocean for hours, and people follow me, even if it's the last thing they do. Thanks for reminding me, Doctor. I don't remember seeing it when we got back on Valentine's night. Maybe he put it in his briefcase. Did anyone look there? On Valentine's night, the Uber driver took me home. Then I got a text from Dekker asking to meet him here. So, I walked. I suppose it's about an hour's walk from here to my house. He said he had a proposal for me. That if I gave him what he wanted, he'd give me what I wanted. His money back. I didn't have it. Don't you know what I want? You can't get blood out of a stone, Doctor. Squeeze me as hard as you can.
Yes. You think.
Thanks, Doctor. That's what I'm hoping. Wow. I think you're just jealous, Doctor. I mean, if Mariana really was killing people, I'm pretty sure you'd have to contact the authorities. I mean, that's what you do, isn't it? Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic, because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it's my careless driving that caused her death.
Alright, after looking at everything and passing out while looking at everything, it's either Bryce or Mariana. I'm gonna go with Mariana. I'm hoping I'm right.
Doctor, I didn't think you had it in you to jump on little me. Was I too muddled? I think if you're going to tell the police that I'm guilty, then I'd like to speak to my lawyers. I'd like them to see the security footage from my apartment. The footage that clearly shows you coming over, uninvited, and pounding away on my door like a psycho. And then I'd have to tell them the truth. That you wanted to have Dr. Dekker's job so bad you killed him. That you made me seduce him and drug him so that you could run a paper spike through his heart. And then after, when I wanted out, When I wanted to tell the police, you started stalking me. That's the truth, Doctor. I guess that's far more believable than thinking Dr. Dekker was eaten by a creature from the deep. A creature that he was trying to appease. Or, I suppose you could tell them that I'm insane. And I could take the fall for you. Couldn't I, babe?
You caught the killer. But what about your patients? And what about you? Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Einstein.
So I've got a new dog, a basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger. She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day.
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard, it's not good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her. I'm not going to lie. Work's much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
I suppose in hindsight it was self-defense all along. It hadn't occurred to me that I was just defending myself when I stabbed him. It probably just took the right lawyer to help me see it that way. I'm happy I'm free, obviously. Who wouldn't be? There's just one small problem, Doctor. My husband. He's still alive.
I think I was in my own head too much, manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much an art connoisseur now. It's definitely helping keeping me sane. I realized that I'm a very visual person, and paintings can keep me occupied for hours. I go to Providence whenever I get the time. It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself.
Ah, you must be the new doctor. And punctual, I see. I like that in a doctor. I think you're going to fit in just great around here. Oh, I forgot. I have a book for you. It's my must-read of all time, and by must-read, I mean must read it.
Psychiatric something unit.
Shall we? A siren, a shapeshifter, time traveler, undead husband, teleportation, and otherworldly gods trying to take over Earth. It's an unlikely tale at the best of times, but you're also purporting to be all of these. I think you're beyond help. You understand what you're saying and expect me to believe it? And you say I am one of your patients? Patently untrue, Doctor. If that were the case, then somehow I've managed to turn the tables on you. Which is plausible, I suppose.
Wait, what? Thank you for playing. I didn't understand that. They're like, oh, you caught the killer. I'm like, okay. So was all this just like a lie and everything was in my head? Is that what it was? Big thanks to our beta testers, Twitter followers, Facebook likers, green light voters, fans, streamers, beamers, and lemurs. deduction. Gold trophy achieved. Lucky guess. Gold trophy achieved. Hinty aftertaste. Silver trophy achieved. Very interesting. Didn't miss that. Search is made. 1,250. Responses found. 150 and 151. Ooh, close. Act progress 100%. Overall progress 100%. Hence used 18. And there we go. Well, this has been the end of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. I don't know. Like, from what I understand, the games, like, the game changes every single time. But when I went and looked up the walkthrough, it gave me all the selections all the things to type in for questions. So at the end of the day, does the game really change its questions and sayings around from other players? What I mean by the players, I mean the patients. Because if not, if it's always the same time, it's just the killer's different, then I would most likely have to say, okay, I did, I guess, just get lucky. So, I mean, out of everything, Mariana had the most going for her to, kill the doctor. I mean, as the Jaya said, the patient that probably killed him is probably something that he or she was being forced to use their abilities, or he wanted their abilities, or they wanted him to do something for him, something to do with their powers. Then the other way to look, and then she owed him money after she didn't pay him back. And all these people that she was killing, by stabbing them to death. I mean, think of it this way: if it was through the Lovecraftian world, and there was monsters at play here, because I mean, he did let the fireball come up from his hand and all this stuff and whatever. And what if the time thing was actually legit and stuff like that? But from the look of it, at the end, they were like, oh, all this was just one big huge mindfuckery. And a lot of people ended up getting fixed. A lot of the stuff that they were saying was just gibberish or something. But I don't know, the woman said that her husband was still alive, so she brought him back from the dead again because she wanted him around, regardless if he would go around killing humans too, like he could have done that little girl. But yeah, I mean, if you really look at everything, according to this, it said that there was a message. I don't know if they re-edited it and added in there, but it says here that somebody said, in this section of this act, this person was not asked this question, and that is an askable question to this person. So I don't know if it's something that I missed, and that was what the one thing that got counted that I missed, or what. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. There's not really much to say, really. I like this, but nowhere near as much as I liked, what's it called? excuse me. I like this, but I didn't like it as anywhere near as much as I did with Late Shift. The other work behind, I think it's WI, Wales Interactive, that made this game. They made that game as well. Though that game is an hour long, but it's just, your decision changes the outcome. Though not a lot of the outcome, there's only really 2 outcomes in that game. There was not more than, to me, there was only 2 endings in Late Shift, but your other things there changed either dialogue a little bit or allowed you to act and behave different with different dialogue, obviously, or the game would be like, okay, you selected this, now we're going to a brand new area that you didn't go last time because you selected this instead. So, but yeah, I liked Late Shift because it actually showed you a city, and I liked the nightlife in the city of Late Shift, and it had a very interesting, unique story. And it made me think I was playing a small 1-hour movie, which felt great because I felt like I was watching a movie and I was interacting with it to choose, what to happen and all this stuff. This, on the other hand, was different because it's just you sat in one room and then you asked questions, and it was so mundane. It's if people were to play an FMV game between this and or Late Shift, I think a lot of people would like Late Shift more because there's more things happening as the story progresses. Where this, it's kind of like it only takes place in one room, and it's like a question simulator, basically. And then you got to figure out who was that's the killer. Like, that's the interesting part about this game, is finding out who the killer is, but learning a little bit about each of the characters. Like, if I had to rate this game out of 10, I would give this game about a solid 7.5. It's not bad, but it's my least favorite of the FMV games so far. Late Shift, that to me would get like a 9 or an 8.5 at least. And the only reason why I would say 9 or an 8.5 is because I wish there was actually different endings. Because one ending kept being given to you repeatedly, regardless. And the only other time that it changed is when you got the good ending. So I guess it's kind of spoilers, almost in a sense. Treading lightly on the spoilers on that for that game. If nobody's went and checked my Late Shift stream of it, that's also on here on my channel. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say. There is one more Wales Interactive game. That's an FMV game that I have not played by them that I own, and it's called The Bunker, and it takes place in, like, I don't know if it's an underground bunker or what the case is, and I think it's a nuclear bunker. It's a nuclear bunker where you basically, I don't know what it's about, honestly, and I don't know how long the game takes, but I do know this. The game definitely is interesting. So I got it as part of the bundle with the Late Shift and the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. So, yeah, I'm very close to platinum. I'm about 1, 2, 3. I would say about 3, 4 trophies shy from getting the platinum. The other trophies didn't pop up. I'm not really entirely sure why. I think it's based on like some of the questions I answered, some of the answers I was giving patients that they were asking me stuff for. So, and the other one is without using the hinting system, and I used the hinting system like I think it was like 18 times. One of the trophies that just popped up here at the end was to use the hint system less than 100 times. So, yeah. Like I said, I think more people would like Late Shift because it's a shorter game and it feels like you're watching a movie, where this is just you're sitting in one room asking so many questions. Like, some people may find it interesting, and they may like asking all these questions and seeing, if they can solve the murder of Dr. Dekker. But for me, I'm just kind of like, it's an interesting concept. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a bad game. It's just that it was my least favorite. Now, if they made an FMV game where you were asking people questions because you were a cop or a sergeant or a lieutenant or something, and different police officers come in and see you and you tell them, what stuff to do, and then you have to put pieces of the clues together, but you also get to choose where it is that you want to travel to via scenes, like the crime scene or whatever else, where like somebody goes over with you like, hey, this is where we found this is where we found that, blah 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 blah, and all this stuff. Like, I don't know, in some sense, like, with some Late Shift and with some of this stuff from this game, where you get to question like suspects, but also get to choose what you who you think the killer is, and also in the aspect of who you think make decisions like conversation wise to like help play out that game or something. I think that would be a neat, interesting concept. But there is one other game that they made that's FMV on the PS4. I don't own it because it came out, I think it was this year, or maybe late last year or something like that. And I don't own it yet. It was a bit on the pricey side. I ended up getting these 3 for a deal. So someday I'll own that game too. But, if I have the money and if it's ever on sale. So, anyway. So, this has been the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. I went on long enough. It's 4:02 a.m. I am off to bed. I hope everyone's enjoyed this. And to Kissa, looks like I was right the whole time. Yep. Anyway. Thank you all for watching. If I have the... I'm not going to try to get into my, my personal life on here too much, but I might be going to the hospital to visit a family member tomorrow. But I'm hoping to marathon a game tomorrow of Deponia. The second game. So I'm hoping I'm able to do that. So I don't know what tomorrow's got in store for me. I might go to the hospital since I didn't go today, or technically yesterday, since it's 4:03 a.m. But anyway, that will probably be my next Let's Play. So, and I'll probably do that in one go just for the Platinum Trophy. Just saying that now. Is it all about the Platinum Trophy? Yeah, but at the same time, following a guide, people could still get joy out of it, right? If people want to see me actually play that legitimately without looking at a guide, I apologize, but there's a reason why I kind of want to like hurry through it. But anyway, so I'm going to try to marathon that in one setting without hoping there's no game crashes. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching this Let's Play. Hope you enjoyed it. Were you surprised by the killer? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you for my next Let's Play.